Okay, this is on the 45 and 47 that the orange baboon wears on his hat all the time now, okay? Now keep in mind, nothing is topical. You have all these channels out there, and I know they mean well, but they're not looking deep enough. That's the mortal wound to the head in plain sight being worn, okay? This is not topical. That wound to the head was already done. He's wearing it now, okay, has been for some time. And of course that event was done at the head, okay, plain and simple. And now he's here and said he is the chosen one to heal the lands because of that mortal wound, and he's wearing it in plain sight. Keep in mind there's nothing topical here. Christ warned us, even in the scriptures, nothing topical. Okay, you have to dig, search, seek, knock. That's the truth, okay? Now this is in plain sight. They're playing out this script. They're rubbing it in humanity's face that the mortal wound to the head has already been done. In this manner, okay? It's in plain sight. You know, keep in mind when you set a trap, I've never done any hunting, but if you set a trap in plain sight, well, nobody's going to step in it. It's always deeper. Please remember that. You know, anyone can find these numbers and say, oh, we caught them, here's the numbers. You have to ask yourselves why the numbers, and then recall what these events were and why. It's completely covered up continually. That's why no one sees these things. I know it's not intentional. People really are trying to expose things, but you have to keep in mind, if it was right on the top, the evidence of these things, they wouldn't get away with it, okay? Those two buildings represented the mortal wound, and of course it was done in such a manner that it pulled at everyone's heartstrings, and all the energy was gathered, and what have you, right? The 9, the 1, and the 1 equals 11, no matter what you do, okay? You will also get the number 20 out of there for the letter T. Imagine that. For his name. And keep in mind, the 9, the 1, and the 1 equals 11. If you hold an 11, a mirror above it, at a 90-degree angle, you will see the 3 6s within it. And also keep in mind, you have to read deeper. It says, let he who has wisdom calculate the number of the beast. And then it tells you what the number is. Well, there's nothing there of wisdom to find that number. That's why it's on everything. That's why they let people find it and see it in an obvious manner. It's a lead away. 11 just happens to be holding 3 6s in the mirror, no matter what you do to it. Even if you want to use capital E's in there, you'll still get 3 above, 3 below. That's still 6 6 6. So yes, the 45 and the 47, I will reiterate. That is the mortal wound to the head. That's why the orange baboon is wearing it. Okay? That's why he's wearing that. Plain and simple. And that's why he put his hands up to heaven and said he's the chosen one. And now he's always telling everyone he's chosen by God to heal America. That's because the mortal wound to the head was already accomplished. This is way further along than people realize. Way further along. And do this with the scriptures too. You have to read deeper. You can't scratch around on the surface. Do you remember the man that sold everything he had to buy a field that had nothing in it, topically? Because he knew something was buried deep within that field. That's the same thing with the scriptures, and it's also the same thing these devils do. Nothing is topical. Anything they push at us That's not what is being done. You have to look deeper. Brothers and sisters, please look deeper. Again, the 45 and the 47. Yeah, we know what that adds up to. They want us to know that it adds up to that. They just don't want people to know why it adds up to that, because that was the mortal wound to the head, and that's why the orange baboon is wearing it on his head. So give that some thought. Now, it's way deeper than this even, but I hope this helps. The question I had on the hat, it's very telling. You know, the truth is in the brush of this world is that trap. It's in the brush. It's buried out there. So obviously they're going to push something at you that makes you think that there's no trap there at all. Nothing's been done yet. You're still waiting on this. You're still waiting on that. This is further along than people realize. Please think about that. And they caused the mortal wound, okay? Think about that as well. It's very important. Very important. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them. Iron sharpens irons. And I need sharpened as well. Any comments at all, even if you think it's insignificant, may not be insignificant for someone else that needs it. If the Lord has put it on your heart, you better put it out there. We don't want to be judged for not using our talents, right? You don't want to bury your talents. We know what happened to that individual, right? So don't ever think your thoughts are insignificant. If the Lord has put something on your heart, even if it's just to say greetings to everyone, someone out there needs that. They really do, okay? And I know it's time consuming to get in there and leave comments, and sometimes it's hard to even leave comments and people get discouraged because they hide our comments. But I can tell you this, even if I don't get to see your comments, other people do quite often, okay? And even if the person that you left a comment for doesn't see your comment, someone else will see your comment. You cannot let them stop the truth just because of that. As discouraging as they have made it, please continue to sharpen one another. I mean, we're commanded to do so. So let's do that. Don't hesitate. If you have something to say or a question, if I can answer it or can give you scripture for it, or if I can do anything for you at all. And with that said, if you have any prayer requests, please leave those as well. Thank you very much.